Hello everyone, my name is Derpy Guinea, and welcome back to another video. The tryhards. There's one in every show, but in anime they can definitely take it to the max at times. Whether they're so into their missions they abandon their family and friends, so strung out on their vengeance and pride they go the extra mile, or try too hard to be that guy. Here are just a few characters I think are the biggest tryhards of anime. Goku is one of the biggest tryhards on this list by far. He's selfish as all hell, putting his training above any and everything in his life, and is willing to do anything to fight a strong opponent. He disappears from his family and friends for long periods of time, pretty much ghosted everyone for 7 years, deciding not to be revived, and didn't even know he had a whole second child when he came back. He even left his family again to train a whole other kid instead of training with his own. Hell, he could have at least brung them along too, make it a kid training camp or something. Goku, you really aren't trying to escape these anime dad stereotypes, are you? He also made some really dumb decisions in the name of getting stronger. He trains to the point he almost kills himself, kept Frieza around instead of just finishing him off, and giving Cell a Zenzu beam. And I know there were several different reasons on why he did that, but it still wasn't the brightest plan. At least to me it wasn't. Shut up. I know Goku has also done some great things. He saved the world countless of times as well as saving his friends and family just as many times, but that's all the praise he'll get from me. No amount of training should be that serious to where it takes over your whole life. Another character from the DB series that's a major tryhard is Vegeta. Vegeta only has one goal, and that goal is to become stronger than Goku. I know his pride was crushed from being beat by a lower class Saiyan, but I feel like being one-up time and time again by the same man no less would damage his ego even more. My competitive years have long since dwindled out. I'd be completely fine accepting the number 2 spot, but hey, that's just me. Having Goku as that motivation, I can see why he tries so hard, but to give your mind and body over to get a tad bit stronger than Goku to fight, all while killing hundreds of innocent people in the process, is insane. Babidi wasn't completely in control of him either, so he had some sense of consciousness on what was going on. He was just that locked in to fight him. And like his rival, Vegeta also made some dumb choices as well. Like earlier mentioned, he purposely gave his mind and body to fight Goku, completely ignoring the bigger threat of Buu. He also let Cell absorb Android 18 for whatever reason. Like, you couldn't handle 18 on your own the first time. What makes you think this will be any better? Pride is an ugly thing, Vegeta, and it really doesn't look good on you. Instead of obsessing over surpassing Goku, maybe you should find a way to fix that arm. That thing stays broken. While working on this video, I heard of the unfortunate news on Mr. Toriyama. I hope you rest in peace and thank you for the creation of the biggest anime in history and everything else you accomplished. You will not be forgotten. Literally the only thing I put in my notes for him at first was Edgelord. Now don't get me wrong, I love Shadow as much as the next person, but he has no other characteristics than just being as edgy as possible. And I'm only talking about the games that dug him into this trope. The Shadow in Adventure 2 and Heroes are fine. Sure, he has his dark moments, but is not as overbearing, and you can even sympathize with him at times. He's willing to sacrifice himself for the greater good and redeem himself from his vengeful nature, as well as fits right in with his team. He's really just an introvert with a soft side if you think about it. That's the Shadow I personally enjoy seeing. Now, a spin-off game is where they threw all his character development out the window. He no longer cares about saving human lives, deeming them as pathetic, is obsessed with his past, and no longer respects Sonic as a worthy rival, but rather a nuisance. Oh, and the guns and motorcycle. How to make an edgy character 101, give them a shameless tragic backstory, have them doom and gloom 24/7, and give them guns.
Disgusting black creatures, get out of my sight.
And be a racist too? And what did they do to him in the Sonic Boom series? He just turned into a complete asshole.
Saving the world? You? Don't make me laugh. You're weak. And you know what makes you weak? Your loyalty to your pathetic friends.
He is so egotistical and pessimistic for no reason at all. This is not my shadow. I just think Sega itself doesn't know what to do with him. They changed his character so much throughout the series, his edgy personality overpowers his once standoffish but caring demeanor, which is a shame. Makes me wonder how they're gonna make him in the third movie. One of the off chances I don't have a genuine reason on why he's a tryhard. I'm just hating. Hard. Like, I want to do all that stuff and look hot while doing it too. It's not fair. If I were to pin down a reason, I guess it would be he tries too hard to be cool. But is that even a valid reason? I mean, look at him. Look at him! Now, Deku is a special case. Even before meeting All Might, my guy was studying different heroes, analyzing them like scouts at a football game. I always had a soft spot for Deku, even in the beginning. If anything, I believe he's the only one on this list who has the actual good reason to try hard to achieve his goal. To a point. We'll get back to that later. He started off from being quirkless to having one of the most important and sacred quirks shared by many heroes. In order to keep that lineage going and become the greatest hero he can be, he has to work twice as hard as the average hero. Now here's when it gets a little messy. Deku, especially in the earlier seasons, had the tendency to sacrifice his bones in battle. Literally would fight until his limbs were no longer of usage. That's how demolished they were. I understand situations when he's fighting like an actual villain, but he did not need to go that hard during the sports festival. He even had Todoroki looking lost. He's got multiple warnings from his injuries that if he keeps using 100%, he'll lose the ability to use his arms. His lack of training and experience in the beginning almost costed him everything. That's where the good side of him training harder in the later seasons actually pays off. So all in all, he gets half a pass from me. I really wanted to save this character for another video I'm making, but there's just no way I can't talk about her for this topic. This girl is absolutely nuts. Only in anime can you have a character that has weapons at her fingertips, ranging from handguns, missile launchers, cannons, rockets, spike balls, and weapons modified in her actual body. I love anime so much. She was pretty much conditioned to see Night Raid as the enemy because of the Empire and the fact that they killed her father, who was in the Imperial Army. But yeah, this crazy heifer agreed to be experimented on, all in the name of justice. And justice is a prominent theme with this character. The meaning of justice on dictionary.com says it's the quality of being just, righteousness, equitableness, or moral rightness. So, say you robbed a bank and it was an armed robbery. The moral rightness would obviously to go to jail for a few years or more. Seryu, I'm just gonna say Seryu, I think that's how you say it. Seryu catches some thieves that aren't even armed, mind you. What are her moral beliefs?
ちゃんとしたお裁きを受けさせてください。でも手伝った。罪は罪だ。隊長や上の手を煩わせるまでもない。悪はこの場で私が裁く。正義執行。
Just straight to exile. Murder. She believes killing the enemy is deserved and right method of justice, which is pretty hypocritical. She's really no different than the people she's been conditioned to hate. And she has the goal to say justice always fights fair and square. Like, girl, you have a whole gun in your mouth. Ain't nothing fair about that. Really, what we have here is a delusional and highly brainwashed individual who sees her beliefs as obsolete. She doesn't get a pass from me though. Anyone who would willingly go along with having a live bomb in your head for the sake of your twisted ideology and vengeance is trying way too hard. Revenge is one hell of a drug. And that is the end of this video. If y'all stayed for this long, I thank y'all so much for watching. Please do me a favor and palm that like button and subscribe. And thank you again, David Sinclair, for letting me use one of your songs. His channel and link will be down in the description box. Until the next video, Derpy out.